Hi, I'm Venus, and welcome to the galaxy. So, a while back, I made a Magical Girl series and team, because I have that interest of mine, of course, and I was looking at their designs recently, and I was just like, you know what? This sucks. So we're gonna redesign them. I've posted them on my channel here and there, like maybe two times, I can't remember, but their names are Rosalind, Connie, Alondra, and Marky. Some of them are nicknames. However, their designs were kind of messy, and because they're in a patchworked team, I decided to redesign them. So let's go. First up is Alondra, and when I tell you I struggled, I mean I struggled. When I was originally designing her, she was one of the hardest ones, besides Connie. So, this design, I decided to start out with maybe trying out her original outfit first. It was like a fluffy dress, kind of like a priestess theme, with stars on it. Like, that's basically what it was. However, her role in the team is more of the shield rather than the hardest hitter. So I decided to give her a more sleek silhouette with a longer cape and a shorter actual dress part. I kept the thigh-high boots that she had from her original design because I thought it suited her best. But her hair was kind of tripping me up. I decided to make it into a semi-star shape. I tried. She doesn't like how long her hair is, and so I knew that in her Magical Girl design, she would want it short. So I tried to keep it that size, but I don't know, the stars just didn't work out quite right. They kind of look a little bit more like flowers. I decided on her design to give her like a cape with a small, kind of nightgownish white fluffy dress underneath. She has like these hand gloves. I don't know what they're called. They're kind of like skirts for her hands. And then like arm warmers, I suppose, on the original second design. The first design had like a veil, and I think that was a good idea, but I could not figure out how to make it work for the second design, so I nixed it. The third iteration, I think, was honestly kind of the weakest. However, I do like its shape. Has some good shapes. I left her thigh-high boots, but I made the skirt a little bit more fluffy. Tried to make it like it was billowing. Didn't work. I decided to add some star designs on the side and kind of make it work. I don't know. I left the front open, contrast to how the second design has it closed up. Gave third design a moon charm, while I gave second design some star beading. But there is Alondra's design, so I hope you like it, and we're moving on to Marky. Marky was a gift from God, I swear. Other than Rosalind, she was the easiest design. I loved it. Marky's original design was supposed to be parkour themed because that's something she enjoyed. I hadn't completely planned out how the Magical Girls were given their themes, but now I know. They're just ordered that this is what you're gonna look like, and they're just like, yeah, okay. So Marky has a carnival type theme. That was the original plan. However, I worked at a carnival one time. I did face painting. I think that this was very fun. Might change it up a little. Tried to give her some face paint. She ended up a little bit more like a carnival clown, which I'm not too upset about. She's very energetic and happy. So I gave her some bloomers, some knee-high boots, a little cape, a little vest, some puff sleeves, that little jester type neck piece, some ribbons in her hair, and then I tried to make the little clown under eye bags work, but I don't know, it didn't quite work right. I gave her a pom-pom gun weapon that she can, I don't know, aim at someone and hit them in the face with it, except in this Magical Girl series, they are able to transform using the iron in their bloodstream. So that's why their outfits look like that. It's supposed to be kind of like knight armor, but more maneuverable. So it would be less like getting hit in the face with a pom-pom and more like getting hit in the face with a brick, if that makes sense. So she's very happy about that. The color scheme for Marky was the only hurdle that I was having. Her color schemes weren't working very well. I asked a friend what it should be, and she's just and they were just purple, green, yellow, and I'm just okay, what if that doesn't work? Oh, and they're just okay, blue, orange, and white, and I'm just okay. I don't quite like any of them, but they're okay. So there are Marky's concept designs, and now Connie's next. When I tell you Connie was a struggle, Connie was a struggle. The poses were fine, but I tried to go with a Blaziken type jumpsuit, didn't work. Tried to make, like, I don't know, a mech one, didn't work. I finally decided on the first iteration to do overlapping fabric on this one. I don't know. Her theme is demolition. Not quite as informative as I would hope, but I decided to work with what I had. I didn't even have a previous design to go off of the first ones because she never had one. She was the hardest one out of all of them, and she still is to this day. So for her first iteration, I decided, you know what, let's give her like a tank top, those kind of, I don't know, pants from Kung Fu Panda, like boots, overcoat, I don't know. I was throwing stuff to the moon. I had no idea what I was doing. The theme was demolition. That design, if I didn't add any colors to it, you probably wouldn't even say it's demolition. It was not a good design. The only thing that even vaguely looked like anything that could destroy something was her hair, which was supposed to look like fire, but I made it red. I made her hair red in the first iteration. Her hair's not naturally red, but the red hair mixed with the burn on her face from working with cars reminded me a little too much of someone. So the second one gave her those ripped up tights that, you know, are kind of confusing, gave her those stomper boots, gave her chains, gave her a rugged shirt. I was heading for punk, cyberpunk, but mainly punk because they have like kind of ripped up clothes. No clue how you get your feet in those tights, but it was working for me. The second iteration is my favorite child. No, I will not be taking questions anymore. Thank you. There are Connie's concept designs, and now it's Rosalind's finished speed paint. Now you may be wondering, why didn't you give Rosalind any concept ideas? And that's because her theme was natural, traditional, magical girl. Traditional, magical girl. It does not take much brain power to figure that out. So I gave her a Madoka Magica kind of like poofy skirt with frills, kind of like a bodysuit, and then a frilly belt to kind of like cover up that area. I gave her a neck ribbon because she was originally supposed to be a pom-pom girl in her original iteration. Gave her those thigh-high boots and a big bow on the back. That's like the only thing she really has going for her that's different, I suppose. She didn't take much thought. I gave her like Kokona drill, not buns, but ponytails. She's a naturally kind of hot-headed person, and she gets aggravated really easily, but she likes silence. However, she is kind. She's like a natural leader, except their team doesn't really have a boss yet because, you know, they're Team Patchwork. That's their team name. They were just shoved together, and now that's what they are. That's why they all have different styles. So none of them were administered as like team captain or anything, so they all kind of take charge when they need to, but Rosalind's definitely like the main leader of the group. She's just like that. She likes everything in her control. She doesn't like things going awry. I gave her purple-ish, grayish hair. She was based off of the pom-poms I have hanging over my bed, so I did a pink design iteration. However, the blue was the one I liked more. I liked the thought of blue more. All Magical Girl team leaders have pink outfits, and that wasn't something I didn't want to do, but I liked the blue concept better. I don't know, but the pink one's still pretty nice. I think the blue one's best, though. I don't know, you leave your opinions in the comments section. She likes pastries and all things sweet, so if you ever want to bribe her, and Marky does that a lot, just buy her some pastries from the store. Their weapon designs will probably come into existence later on, but I don't know for now. They just don't have anything except for Marky. You can see a little later in the speed paint that I did her civilian design in this one instead, because none of the others have their civilian design in it. And that's just because I was trying to focus on the Magical Girl one first. I tried to give her like these hooded eyelashes because that's kind of what she has going on. I don't know. She mainly signed up to be a Magical Girl because it was community service that she needed for her college. She just wants to graduate, man. Connie is by far the oldest, with Rosalind being the youngest. However, she was very advanced for her age, so she like skipped a grade. So that's Rosalind's finished design. Now it's on to Alondra's finished design. After those design iterations, Alondra was so much easier. I decided to go with the second one, but I was really struggling with the bodies for it. Alondra is like a string bean, and I don't know, the poses just weren't working out well. So I stopped. I went to my sketchbooks, did a body study, figure study, got used to it, came back, redrew the body again, and it was so much better from there. It was smooth sailing from then on. So I gave her the cropped hair that she had from her original design because I decided that that's probably what she would wear. She would probably want her hair so short that it came crawling around her face because nothing has weight to keep it down. I decided to keep the second design's coat with the third design's little star and moon patterns on it. I don't know what you call those. Gave her a little moon belt with little moon phases, crescent, half, 1/4, I don't know. I gave her the knee-high boots again, except this time I put a star on it as well just to add some interest to it. That way it had something other than just straight up color. Her eyes gave me some trouble, but then I looked at some of the eye studies I had done, and then I decided on that. I really wanted to add something to her head, because I really liked the veil idea from the original design, but I could not figure out how to make it work. In the speed paint, I forgot to add her arm covers and hand skirts, whatever you call them, so I added them later. I made the inside of her cape like a galaxy, so that way the star theme is put across a little bit more. I feel like it's more like galaxy theme, I don't know at this point, but star theme umbrellas the rest of them. Kept her original hair color, just because I feel like that's something Alondra would do. She just likes her hair color. She's pretty simple, doesn't like a lot. Alondra is a very blank slate person. She's very deadpan in what she says, and her facial expressions aren't very large. If anything, it's a small smirk or a slight frown here or there. She also, like Rosalind, has kind of a hot temper, but not most of the times with most things. It's only when you hurt people she cares about. Like her cousin Valerie, yeah, they're basically sisters because they adopted Alondra, So Valerie is like Alondra's little sister, and so Alondra would do anything for Valerie. And because Marky and Alondra have been friends long before they met the rest of the group, she loves Marky like a sister as well. So they'll always, be found together, and she loves to protect them. She's that kind of person. She doesn't really like going out much, so Marky suits her well. Now it's on to Marky's finished design. Marky's design really did not change. Like I said, I loved her design. Very simple, worked well, think it suits her. I just loved it like that. Only problem was still the color palette, because I hadn't figured it out. So while I was thinking about what to make the color palette as, I just added a few things here and there. I fixed her ponytail because I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more rounded instead of the almost heart shape I had made it before. Kept the knee-high boots, everything else, the gloves. Gave her a little bit more frill at the bottom of her vest, unlike the first design, so that was better. Then I thought, and I asked my friend again, and I'm just like, what do I do now, friend? And they're just like, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, that's helpful, friend. So instead, I really wanted to keep the purple, but it looked so much like the Barney purple that I just could not handle it. So I decided to tilt it a little bit more towards blue to bring the blues in, and so it's a periwinkle now. Then that's where everything started to fall into place. I made the original kind of like Bucknell type blue, cerulean blue, whatever you call that shade of blue, made it more of a turquoise instead. Kept the yellow because I thought that it suited the other two colors perfectly fine. Everything went well from there. I thought it looked perfect. Might change it a little bit, but other than that it was fine. Made the pom-poms white. Gave her little gun that's also matching all the other colors. It's perfect. Marky is a very energetic person, so I thought that the bright color suited her. She's very bubbly. Her parents are kind of bubbly too. She's the shortest out of the group, So the disparity between Alondra's height and Marky's height makes it just even more funny. Marky likes to climb on Alondra to get a better view sometimes. Alondra's a whopping 6'1". Marky's only 5'3". So, it's kind of funny when you see them together. And just thinking about how they grew up together, it's just, you'd see one friend becoming a beanstalk while you're still short. Marky likes to do parkour, she likes to skate, rollerblade, she likes to do a lot of things that let her move quickly. Sometimes, companies even hire her to do graffiti on the side of their building because she's an artist. And she only actually signed up to be a magical girl because she wanted a fun pastime, so that way she could run around and destroy things with a cause and a reason. You can tell she's not always the best person. Marky's design was fairly simple after I figured out what I wanted the color palette to look like. Made the comic in the back with a little bit of a hair change. I don't know, it just works better. This is Marky, part of Team Patchwork. Now it's on to Connie's finished design. I had taken a minute to look over Connie's 2 iterations. I really didn't think either of them suited the Magical Girl-esque aesthetic because the first one was boring and the second one just kind of looked like that's what she likes to wear, which I didn't think quite worked for the Magical Girl thing. So in order to make it a little bit more diverse, I decided to add in the cyberpunk type theme. So it's cyberpunk demolition now, and that made it so much easier. I kept her original boots from the second design, gave her those kind of Kung Fu Panda pants, except they have those zippers in it and stuff, so that's fun. Gave her a couple chains and loops on her belt to kind of, I don't know, get that crane type feel. I gave her straps on her top to make it look like she could, I don't know, hitch them to her belt and climb buildings. Her hair, I really liked how I drew it. I think that it kind of looks like fire, but also like a mini explosion of sorts. Didn't go with the orange version and did end up keeping it red, except I made it a darker red than what a certain someone's hair color is, so that way it wouldn't look too much like that certain someone. And I think her design actually ended up looking pretty good. I feel that it doesn't have enough of the Magical Girl-esque aesthetic feel, but I think that it's better now, and I can look back on the other designs and see how far I've come from it, and so that way in the future, if I truly think it's necessary, I can alter it more if needed. Connie is a very dedicated person. She works really hard. She works in her dad's mechanic shop. She takes care of her little siblings while her older brother goes and does some work too. Parents are divorced, so that's why she's taken the lead as kind of like the second leader of the group. She's a very, straightforward kind of person, but she's also so fun-loving that she can't say no to things when Marky asks. You know what? Someone asked her to join cricket, she joined cricket. Someone asked her to join track team, she joined track team. Someone asked her to join swim team, she joined swim team. So that's why she's such a muscular person, because she's doing all these labor-intensive sports and then lifting things in her father's workshop. She just cannot say no. So that kind of, makes her victim to Marky's shenanigans, which naturally ends up getting them in trouble with their enemies, which I'll tell you more about when I make another Magical Girl video, because I need to explain the, lore about it a little bit more. But that's all the designs, and now we look them over and I say my final comments. I like how all of the designs turned out. I think that they all are very charming in their own special way, although I do think I might change a few things. Not really big though, maybe moving things around here or there, but other than that, I'm really happy with them, especially Alondra's. That one would have to be one of my favorite designs. That is the end of the video. I'm trying to do a new schedule where I upload one long form video a month and then one short form video a week, so I hope you'll stay tuned for those, and I hope that you'll, continue to watch me, because that would be a nice way to support my channel. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, cough, cough, ahem. bye-bye, and I hope you have fun out there.
Just a future reference note, I am changing my sprites soon, so if it looks different, that's why. God, I need to start scripting these videos. They are long and not proper. Bye, lovelies, and thanks for watching.